boy, Charlie Prince Fatburger. Aren't you the cute boy?
Dear Diary, here I sit in first cousin Jenny Folk's wardrobe with my trusty sidekick, Charlie Prince Fatburger. Cousin Jenny has decided to sleep in her husband's room tonight, which, as far as I can tell, occurs on a bi-monthly basis. I feel safest talking to you, dear diary, from inside her wardrobe, since as an early child, my mother and father often locked me in some hotel room closet to go gallivanting across the dance floors of New York City. A dark wardrobe has and always will be my safest sanctuary, free from the evils that lurk beyond. I have settled into my mother's cousin's home in Monroeville quite nicely. I'm not sure when my mother and father will come to retrieve me, but for now, or at least through the summer, I am told that this place I am to call home. Mr. and Mrs. Folk were kind enough to allow me and my new neighborhood friend Nell to throw a small costume party in their house this evening, and I'm pleased to report to you that it went almost without a hitch. My teacher, Miss Golightly, has told me that I am like a bird of paradise among a flock of crows, and I find that description most apt. With Nell's help, I decided to befriend these little crows by inviting them to our costume shindig. The guest list was quite eclectic, to say the least, with 12 of our classmates in attendance. My favorite attendee was, of course, Sonny Boulard, whom I find most handsome despite his penchant for reclusivity, and whom Harper has decided to bestow with the moniker of Boo Radley for some strange reason. We also invited a local Negro field worker I befriended by the name of John White to MC the affair. The highlight of the evening was when Mr. White was leading us in a raucous round of bobbing for apples underscored by Turkey in the Straw on Aunt Jenny's Victrola when the Ku Klux Klan decided to descend upon the folks' front lawn and demand that Mr. White come out, as they mistakenly thought that he was a guest at the party instead of our hired MC. I marched to the door and lambasted those racists and told them to get off my property or I would call the sheriff myself. I told them that they, themselves, were the interlopers, not Mr. White, and that their pathetic white robes and masks were the worst costumes of the night. They left, with their tails behind their legs, and a story for me to tell for the rest of my natural days on this earth. All in all, the party was a smashing success, and the Fu Manchu character and costume that I created was awarded the highest honor of the evening by Miss Neil Harper Lee herself, whom I, of course, decided would be the chief and only judge in the endeavor. The character was so popular among the other children, and I've decided to utilize him in a future novel that I am designing in my head. I've concluded that he will be bestowed with the colorful and clever sobriquet, Mr. Yuniyoshi. All that remains of the festivities are my memories of it, and the makeup on my face, which I will now venture to remove before meeting with Neil to walk Mr. Fatburger under the glow of the Alabama moonlight. Good night, dear diary, and pleasant dreams to you and all these, with my most precious words. Yours truly, Truman Capote.
I just hope your little prince